What would you think if you found out that science has not revealed everything it knows about life on Earth? It would seem unbelievable, wouldn't it? Well, get ready. In London, there is the Merrylin Cryptid Museum, a museum dedicated to displaying artifacts and, above all, species whose existence is denied by science. But before we start, let's see exactly what this place is all about. In 2006, the museum was founded after getting a trust to study a deposit in the basement of a London house. There were more than 5,000 rare specimens that had not been touched since the 1940s. Today, we'll see 6 of the most frightening species in the collection. Number 5. Faeries. We start the list with one of the most famous creatures in the fantasy world, the Faeries. That's right, at the Merrylin Cryptid Museum, there are several dissected corpses of what appear to be fairies. Very small humanoid beings, perhaps 10 centimeters long, with a pair of wings similar to those of night butterflies. There is even a specimen available that is a little larger than the rest, but for some reason it gives the impression that it was not the typical friendly little creature from children's stories. Perhaps most disturbing of all, the fairy carcasses look like a grotesque cross between humans and insects. Number 4. Sea Humanoid. Once again, the oceans are host to the strangest mysteries. In this case, we have a skull of a humanoid dated 1880. Strangely enough, it looks nothing like the beautiful mermaids we've seen 1,000 times in the movies. Instead, its resemblance to fish is disturbing. The eyes are abnormally large and the upper teeth are sharp and triangular in shape. We also found that it has a hole where the septum should have been. This could be justified by making an analogy with marine mammals, which have a hole called the spiracle, which is used as a vent. Perhaps the hole of the humanoid fulfilled that function. Number 3. The body of a werewolf. Among the vast collection of this museum, there is an item that can awaken anyone's nightmares, the stuffed body of a werewolf that was killed hundreds of years ago. That's right, just as you hear it. It's not known exactly what year it was hunted or where, but the truth is that it's preserved in very good condition and many details can be seen. One particularly noticeable is the wounds that caused the death of the alleged werewolf. Apparently, a hole caused by a spear right in the heart and another large one in the mouth of the stomach, perhaps caused by a more robust stake. Number 2. Spooky sea creatures. There are 3 particular specimens that, although they are not a little better known than the rest, are still terrifying. It's believed that they were obtained in the remote depths of the Pacific Ocean, but it's not known how. One of the specimens is what appears to be a species of squid, but the other 2 are a type of black sea devil, but with certain differences that separate them from the one we know. The black sea devil has a more compact body. On the other hand, the creatures exhibited in the museum have elongated bodies, although one of them keeps its luminous appendix. Whatever they are, it is true that they look like creatures out of the darkest nightmares. Number 1. The dragon skull. A serious question. Do you think the dragons ever existed? Before you give a negative answer, think about this. Almost every culture in the ancient world has some creature with the characteristics of the dragon. From Japan through Europe to the Native Americans. They all included the dragon or similar creatures in their legends. Does that sound like a coincidence to you? It turns out that the Merrylin Cryptid Museum has an authentic dragon skull along with part of its neck vertebrae. According to what is known, the head was found almost intact on top of a volcano in Eastern Europe. It is believed that it was there for a long time, but because of the chemicals released by the volcano, there were parts of the skin that were somewhat preserved. If you look closely, you can see small pieces of skin still attached to the creature's bone. Zone 0. The demon's skeleton. The widespread idea that demons have horns does not come out of nowhere. Or at least, that is what the story tells us. In the case of Western culture, the image of the typical Catholic devil comes from the faun, a creature of the Greek and Roman mythology. But are we sure of that? Some would say that the image of the devil with horns and goat's feet is inspired by nothing less than reality. Hypotheses say that the demons wandered with total freedom in the ancient world, causing evils and sorrows, which gave rise to the fauns. In fact, it is believed that such demons are still around, only less frequently. The species that occupies this position is nothing less than a baby demon, or at least its skeleton. What is most striking is its skull, which is itself abnormal in shape compared to human babies. Its lower jaw is flat and almost too smooth, as if its teeth or fangs were probably just about to emerge. Nevertheless, its horns rise up from its forehead, defying any innocence it might appear to have. Stories of monsters exist in droves. But movie monsters on the planet? It seems incredible, doesn't it? If you are interested in this topic, I invite you to watch this video. See you there.